Good evening, everybody. This is Taaha coming to you guys with another cast. Somehow, I keep coming back. With me tonight, I got Bixie. What's going on, Bixie?
All good, all good. It's a morning here, so still half awake, but we're doing this.
I also had a pretty half awake feeling day, but I'm here. Gonna be watching some Team Wars to end the night while eating. If you guys hear some munching, I hope you don't mind. To the people in the chat, let me know if you guys want me to keep voice lines on or if you want me to turn it off. Let me know.
We're starting off with a pulse mirror, which is pretty normal right now, I suppose.
Completely standard, nothing wrong. As expected.
Yeah. The Sun Clan one is playing Carrot, so I assume there's no Young Zings involved because playing both is kind of bricky. We don't know what the Duel Links Taiwan guys brought, so we'll see.
Oh, can you change the voice lines to the Japanese?
Yeah, you can.
Heck, wait.
But you have to download the Japanese files, I think. Mine's on Japanese by default, even though it's like all English. I mean, the words are all English, but like the voices are all Japanese.
Yeah, I'm turning these voice lines off. They're actually kind of annoying. They're like talking over you. He's just talking over you, bro. I don't appreciate that.
Choosing to go BRD even though the SAMD floats and the Basil floats, so not really sure.
Oh, let me do the prediction. What the heck? For some reason, whenever I stream, no one remembers to do it. But I'm still a mod on Twitch, so I can do it. Leave it up for 10 minutes.
Oh, wow. It's going for the level 7, probably. Maybe. Meteor Burst. Oh. I guess he doesn't play Scrap Arc.
But now he can't get over the... Holy
oh,
shit! That's guaranteed lethal through any hand trap because of Meteorverse. Wow. Heckboy getting clapped by the spicy tech from Duel Links Taiwan. Holy crap.
Like the fact that he went in the battle phase with stuff that are smaller than the MD kind of tells that yes. Wow, that ended as fast as it started. Duel Links Taiwan 1-0.
I was really confused because I was like, well, you know, Meteor Burst can't get over shit. So why is he going for why is he going for that?
I was
and then
kind of confused to like going BRD there. Well, if you have Econ, then it makes things a lot easier.
Yeah.
Econ stealing games since.
All right, we're going into the next game. Right now, Duel Links Taiwan up 1-0 versus Sun Clan. Keep in mind, guys, these two teams are really close to each other in the divisional standings, which we'll show after this duel. Only one already apart from each other, so whoever wins this game is gonna take the third spot in the division rankings.
Ooh. Rose didn't open any monsters.
Oh, I forgot to switch the names. I forgot that you can do that. My bad. Thanks for correcting me. I appreciate it. Book of Moon is a good hit here.
It is. And
But he has another one.
I like the Black Rose not opening a monster. It's kind of bad, but the fact that he's facing Mechlord makes it not terrible. It could be better, but he doesn't get that punished for not opening a monster because Mechlord usually the first turn is kind of slow, especially when you're obligado.
Stealing my money.
Wrapped up with the subscription. How many months is that? Oh, 26 months. Not as much as me though, but thank you for that. Prediction is going on right now. Duel Links Taiwan versus Sun Clan. Duel Links Taiwan is in the lead in the prediction by a lot of gems. I kind of want to gamble right now, but I'll think about it. Still 6 more minutes to do that. But speaking of 6 minutes, I don't know if this duel will last 6 minutes. It looks like it's gonna
He needs to
clean up soon.
No monster. Blue Rose not the best, but at least he can get things started. Although Egg has a back row.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's it. That's just game over.
Yep. I mean, despite going second, losing the coin flip, that bottomless trappo was super clutch. For Mechlords. Usually it's the bottomless turn 1 or floodgate that's really good, but having it in that situation,
Can you imagine if Flishrin actually opened
playable exactly.
Yeah, Heg will be like, oh, it would have been so bad for Heg, but well, now we're here.
Yeah, bottomless being really good there just because of the weak opening, like you mentioned. And now this is pretty much over. Heg's gonna make a comeback. Unfortunate for Flishrin, I mean, he just couldn't play the game.
He couldn't play the game. Jimmy reference.
But then again, if Hegelian Boy had gone first, he would have double MST and bottomless. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that would have been insane.
One thing that really sucks about this game right now is the coin flip. I mean, it sucked for 5 years, but it sucks a little bit more than usual right now.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks especially more in this current format because going first is so important now. Like if you're Black Rose, you want to go first. You want to set up the Yazi with the back rows. If you're a Mechlord, you want to go first. You want to go for the boon. You want to go to Gigant with the back rows.
The Mechlord just doing Mechlord things right now. At this point, we're just waiting for the game to end.
Yeah, even if that one back row is like Tretch, I think Flishrin is a bit too far behind right now. Not only does the one back row need to help him survive this turn, but he needs to draw another like rose card to play the game next turn.
Yo guys, is the audio okay? I feel like the music might be a little bit too loud. Let me know in the chat. I can turn it down a little
What?
or not.
He's just going for Wiseau? Oh.
Weisel, Gearjigan X. Interesting.
Well, he doesn't die. Like, Lishun doesn't die now. Because the Gigi can't attack. Oh, that's a interesting play. I guess it's nice because the Wiseau can negate like any spell, like can negate Basil, which in this case it's kind of big because
He doesn't get to play the game.
another Burrow, so he needs to go rocks into Basil to do anything.
Well, there's the first part.
Yeah, he searched it. Oh, he searched Ruddy Rose. Oh, he drew white. Ooh, that's really good. I really thought this was over. I don't think it's over anymore.
Wow.
Oh, does he have book? Oh, never mind.
Are you in the room or you're watching through me?
I'm watching through you. Oh,
Okay,
oh,
just oh, dude, that's it.
holy shit! BRD, then Caraway comes.
Yeah, if he has this plan in hand, and he does. Wow, he just got
Oh,
he got mega
shit.
punished. All right, head going 0-2, just like everyone was trolling him earlier today.
Man, makes you kind of wonder, like, if that previous turn that Heg did was it optimal, or could he have done something better? I don't know because like I can't really. I'm still like half awake.
Well, I will say this. I don't know if I quite agree with Sun Clan's decision to play Heg as a starter in this war. I mean, I know Heg is a veteran of team wars in this team. However, he hasn't played so far this season, I think. So, you know, personally, I feel like, you know, you wanna start someone that has played you know, at least once this season, just so that the first debut of the season is just not starting, unless your name is Davida. But that's just a minor thing. However, I mean, like we said, maybe there was something else Heck could do there, but we don't really know his hand. So
I'm pretty sure they have like some form of strategy in mind. That's why they did that.
Yeah. I mean, I would be surprised if he's playing alone and not with, you know, getting
like
help from
paper,
Yasser or
like,
someone else.
Like on paper, like I think the Sun Clan's most best performing player so far is Yasser, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, then like you would wanna might wanna let him start first, like get the lead, I suppose. But yeah, we'll see.
Those are just minor things, you know, outside of the game. Speaking of outside of the game, this division's looking pretty competitive at the moment. And so are the power rankings. David and Yasser both tied for first. At the moment, David is at 20 wins after today's performance. Yasser needs to get 20 in order to tie David. And as far as the division goes, these things are sliding way too fast. But as far as Davida goes, he's at 20. Yasser needs to get 4 more to tie him here to be in contention for Player of the Month. But both are in the lead for Player of the Month. We're going to see Yasser play today as long as no one else from Sun Clan claps.
So, if you were Sun Clan, would you send another McLord into Black Rose? I don't know, like, after watching some of this, like, in the morning, like, in your morning, then I really started to doubt the Mech Lord send it into Black Rose because none of them have like it has been really like 50-50. It's not exactly a
Yeah.
good. Oh my god, it's
Oh,
Swag
well,
K.
if you ask me, I feel like just send the mirror, bro. Rose Dragon's the best deck. Just keep sending the best deck. But then again, I'm not too educated on what's going on in the game right now. I'm
Yeah,
only
I know
learning
what
day
you
by
mean.
day.
Like I know what you mean. Like may as well just send the mirror with like text, right?
Yeah, because it's like
It's like the best.
Mech Lord's like a cope counter, and then it's not like it beats a lot of other stuff, so it becomes a bit of a gamble. But we'll take a look at that in a little bit when we check out the meta analysis.
They did send the mirror, which is I think it's all right. And he's going first.
I like that choice. Well, he won the coin flip so far.
And
So far so good.
and he opened optimal white in a rock. If he goes into the Yahtzee, you can assume that he has a disruption at the back, like book, or I think the popular disruptions nowadays are like book and floodgate. Book floodgate, bottomless. Some people play bottomless. Pulse. Complaining. Only 2 sets. If you were playing, you probably only set one. Oh, just blind MST? I don't agree with this.
Oh, and he hits the Basil Rose shoot.
I don't agree with the blind MST into Rose deck that sent into you, like, because the chances of having Dirge is so high.
Right, you want to keep your MST to gain back to the.
Yeah, exactly. Unless he has another MST in hand. In that case, then okay. Rocks into white. Pretty ideal as well. You'll see. Oh, see? This is what I mean, right? You blind MST and then you get Dirge.
And Flishrin is going to be getting mega punished here.
Mega punished.
I
This
mean,
is so bad. Because
what back row could Flishrin have to prolong the duel?
well, we can't do anything. Let's see. So
Well, we know he has one Basil set, right?
yes. Yep.
And then there's the other one we don't know. It's most likely a book, I guess, probability-wise.
Yeah. So what Weg can do now is he can go for his plays. He can go like white into rocks to force the disruption. Then after his play gets disrupted, he can choose to Yazi pop the other back row, and then that gives him frees up his slot, his monster zone, so he can continue he can go for like maybe Basil or something. Yeah, I called it like this. Like, it's kind of, I don't know, man. Choosing the Yazi, go for the 50-50 first. Ooh, and he got the 50-50 shit. Damn. Can you imagine if Flishrin actually kept his MST in hand? And Swag is playing Yang Zing. The Yazi's effect activating. Imagine not drawing the level 5. Good. Oh, this looks really bad. It's gonna go for Baxia. Baxia is gonna return a card back to the deck, which is probably rocks in this case. And then what he can do is he can set his freshly searched Basil, pop it to revive a white, and then Basil's effect activates and revives rocks. So he gets another level 7. Yeah, he's gonna pop it. Revive. He should revive white with Baxia's effect so that Basil can revive rocks. And then if he plays Squire Saga, it's just kind of over. Yeah, not really. Fission can Basil back the white to defend himself, but you're cut off from your rock. You have to deal the next turn to going for the SMD. I guess he doesn't. Oh, okay. Oh, White Princess. That white just saved him. But if you're Christian, like, what can you do? What can you do on the dirt with no rocks access? Oh, and he draws a Carrot Man. Carrot Man, Boogeyman. Almost how much rocks? So it's just blue. Very over. He's gonna Basil. And he drew the MST. Oh, okay. That's a really good. That's a really good snipe because this gives information. It gives them information that he's playing 2 dirges. But yeah,
Swag with his first win in Team Wars career, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So, congrats to Swag for his first ever win in Team Wars, maybe the first of many.
Yeah, agreed. And Fishrin is back on the table so fast. Yeah, you can see like that misplay cost him so much. It literally cost him the game. And he's back with Mechlords.
And he won the whip. He is going first.
Uh-oh. It's really good that he has a Mechlord at his second deck because now Swag's Dirge are kind of. I guess it's not terrible, but it's just not as good as like real disruption. If Flisher was playing like a double rose pair as a starter, then it would have been really bad because your opponent is playing Dirge. Opening Obligado. Goes the gig again to search for follow-up. Now the question is, how many back row does he have? For his sake, I hope he has 2.
So far it's standard, but until we see 2 back row, we can't confirm.
Yep. It's all about the back row. This deck, it's all about a back row. I mean, unless you have like Storm and Storm Lance or something for your next turn.
Only 1.
Oh, 1. That's a little bit scary. I mean, unless of course it's like some random card like Pulse Mines or something.
Oh, true. Pulse would be kind of clutch.
Yeah, you would just literally buy him the entire turn. And Swag opening Optimal, going for the rocks into, I mean, white into rocks. So we'll see what the set back row is after this, after the search.
Book a
We'll
moon,
see,
maybe?
If it is, he probably should train it now.
Hmm.
Nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he wants to.
I guess you can wait. You could like, because like what level 7 can you make, which is if he makes Black Rose, he's kind of fine.
Oh. What's going on here?
Yeah. Did he
He's gonna
toggle
make
on?
black. He's gonna make black rose
Did
now,
he
right? That's
toggle
a. I don't know, but looks like he's gonna make a black rose here and pop his basil set.
Yeah, I was thinking. Oh, he didn't. Oh, he didn't toggle on. Oh
Oh,
never mind.
Yazi.
Because I was thinking like he was waiting for the set Basil, so like when Swag sets Basil, then he chains Book of. Really good. There's a lot. That's what most of them do. Yahtzee popping the back row.
Holy shit!
Oh, it was Pulse Mine.
It's actually Pulse Mine.
Damn. I'm good. Damn, I'm on point this morning. Holy shit.
Yo, maybe BZ needs to start playing night games. Morning for you.
Good. No thanks.
Have you ever
I
played in
wanna
a night game before? Morning for you.
I don't think so. I don't think we played. I don't think we did either, right? Last season on it. No, we didn't.
I guess I was asking like if EXO ever did that.
Nah, I think. Wait, the eight when we were in APK, I think the latest one was.
Like
I think
3
it
p.m.
was 3 p.m.
Yeah.
3 p.m.
You didn't play in that one though. That was the diffusion.
Oh, right. Yeah, that was the one where there was like
Where we delayed the game by an hour because of the DC server issues.
because Europe was being an ass.
Oh yeah, Europe
Okay.
servers.
Obsession gets another turn.
Yo, where's the Storm? Storm. Imagine playing
Yeah,
Storm
so-
and Pulse Mines. In the same list.
I mean, Storm is 1, so second obligado.
Would just be so.
If
Cad.
Swag on like 1 rail back road, and he might want to keep it for the Triskelion because it might seem scary that Swag has 30 set right now, but keep in mind that it could be Dirge, could be MSTs, could be a lot of subpar back row at the back. So see how it goes.
Good point.
He should flip Dirge right now if he has Dirge. Because this prevents. Oh well, actually, I don't know. Like, Dox's defense is really big. Like, Not Triskelion. And Dreadnought can't run over it with 22. So technically, you're not really afraid of any rank 4 at the moment. Yeah, bugs are too thick. Oh, going for the Iron Wolf, which means he's trying to kill him this turn with the direct attack. With Triskelion. And I hope for his sake that he has at least a lens. Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't. If he had the lens, he would have set one. Because now what happens is after Triskelion. Oh wait, that's a bit too early, right? If he has lance, oh fuck.
I don't know what's going on.
That's a way too early book. If Lishun had lance, Swag would have been so punished. He should have waited until the Triskelion activated the effect to equip, so that he didn't have any spell trap zone slots to activate lance. Unless he felt like no delay, then maybe he could have done that, but would have. Yeah. But this is really bad for the Fleshman right now. Because not only did he didn't kill Swag, but he left the boxer there, which means more.
He did. He big did.
He did. He big did.
He big did. There it is. That's what you were waiting for.
Yeah. It's popping himself.
Oh yeah, he's targeting himself. I guess that
it's not terrible.
I guess that gives a little bit information about what his hand might be. Holy shit! What? People play Karma Cut in Mech Lords?
Karma Cut? Holy shit!
Yo, Pulse Mines and Karma Cut.
That's wild, dude.
Now he wishes he kept the Bixie on the field.
But I don't think it really matters because Swag has the skill.
Oh yeah, true. White Rose.
White Rose in the rock. This looks really over.
Imagine if that was like a floodgate instead of a Karma Cut.
Oh,
that would have been so much better. Why is he playing Karma Cut?
I guess Kamaka is like decent into the mirror.
Bro, he discarded book, man. He would have had Floodgate and Karma Cut.
True.
That Karma Cut has to be there for some tech or for some deck because it really makes no sense. He literally went -1 for no reason.
Yeah, I think it probably there for a specific matchup, like probably the mirror, like up my head.
Oh shit, he's done. He dead. He big dead.
Yeah.
Welcome to the stream, Soul Glow Activator. As Scorpion in the chat already said, it means round differential. But he's not very helpful because he didn't explain it to you, but that's okay, I'll explain it to you. What that basically means is that every time in a war, so for example, these two teams are playing right now and it's 2-2. The first team to get to 10 wins. Let's say Sun Clan wins 10-5. They get a +5 to their record. So their record would be 3-1 with an RD of +12 because they'll get 5 extra. So that's what the round differential means. It's just another tiebreaker if you have the same record to see which team is stronger at the moment. But it usually doesn't really matter until the absolute end of the season. And right now we're in week 4 and there's 10 weeks of gameplay. Anyway, Blishern, not a bad start as an opener. 2-2. He definitely could have won more games, like you talked about the misplays and whatnot.
Yeah, that Rose Mirror in particular. I think he could have won that really easily if he just kept the MST in hand.
Right. All right, back to our graphics here. BZ and CGL doing well on top of the division. I don't know why the things are like this though. But there you go. All right. Only one RD off for BZ and CGL, and then SunClan Duel Links Taiwan also one RD off. The competition for first place in that division is quite heavy. However, if BZ keeps on winning, it's not going to be very close. Last week, it was a very interesting thing for both these teams. Both teams won 10-3. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Duel Links Taiwan beat Stellar Series 10-3, and Pharaohs beat, or rather, SunClan beat Pharaohs 10-3. I've never seen that before. We take a look at the meta-analysis here. Rose Dragon has been killing it from weeks 1 to 3. Mechlords is up there too, but notice that Mechlords is doing well against the decks that are not being played as much. It really is just clapping those decks that are not doing well. And then as far as power ranking goes to your right, like I said earlier, Yasser and Davide Magri are up there for player of the month. Yasser, who is on the lineup today for SunClan, needs to win 4 to tie Davida's 20 that he is at right now. Davida going 4-2 earlier today. But yeah, both teams using a bunch of Rose Dragon yesterday or last week rather.
Last week.
But Duel Links Taiwan winning all 10 with it.
Yeah, at the rate Swag is playing, maybe Yesser doesn't even get the chance to play.
Yeah, Swag has been playing pretty good here. This is his first time ever playing in a Team Wars game, and he's absolutely killing it so far.
Okay, Nash on the table.
Alright, so they have swapped places. There we go.
2 cards.
We're playing Akiza Simulator right now.
Yeah, this is Davida's dream.
I literally, who would have thought that Akiza like actually would have been the most used character? Like I don't think I would have ever.
Yeah, you never think the day would come, right?
Yeah. Like imagine telling me like a month ago or 3 months ago when we were playing season 11 like that Rose Dragon was gonna be like the best deck in the game by far. I'd be like, what the hell? How bad did they nerf every deck for Rose Dragon to be the best?
Yeah. But yeah, Nash opening white interrupts. I mean, all these Rose guys are like opening really well, which is nice. Going for the Sam D. And he's playing Carrot.
So Soul Glow is asking, is their team that's the favorite to win it all right now? Well, the champions of last season are not in the league anymore. That would be us too. That are in the call right now. I gotta flex it a little bit, you know, remind people who won last season. But I wouldn't really say there's a favorite right now.
Want to run it back?
Yeah, we didn't run it back because I'm busy, and so is the other. We had 3 leaders, me, Bixie, and Tenma, and 2 of us were too busy. And now Bixie is on BZ, who is 4-0. And in my opinion, BZ is the favorite to win it all, but some people may argue FHX, which is a Chinese team, is the favorite. BZ is also a Chinese team, so 2 of the best teams right now are Chinese teams. Duel Links Taiwan is a Taiwanese team, as if you couldn't figure that one out. It's in the name. SunClan is a yeah, Switcheroo, like you said. Go on.
SunClan is a mix, right? It's like a mix of.
Yeah, so I think like they're from like it's like NA, Australia, Africa.
NA.
Swag is from Australia. Sasuke and Magikarp are from USA, and then I think Yasser and Hegelian Boy are from Morocco.
Oh wait, Yasser, Morocco?
Oh, where is he from then?
I don't know. I always thought like he was from the US.
No. He's from Morocco. I don't know if he currently lives there, but I know he's Moroccan. Pretty sure he lives there. But, but
Oh,
so go believe me, I often wish we did repeat, but or go for the repeat, but I mean I'm satisfied. I don't think, especially with with this meta right now.
yes,
I think we
crashing
do.
into SMD.
It wouldn't be too much different than that PK Harpy meta that we had to go through.
Yeah. So, just one back row and Yazi crashing into SMD, floating into Taltir, and then the end phrase battle back. So it's Nash's turn, and we'll see what he can do. It's just one back row, and there's like a high chance it's a Basil. So we'll see what he can do.
By the way, Sogol, if you want to join the Timor server, you can with the link in the chat. There's a bunch of Timor's content-related things in the
MST.
Discord server, like information, those graphics that you were seeing earlier. You could see all of those in the Timor server, and you get live notifications or pings for the matches that go live. And if a lot of them are annoying for you, then you can choose to be a fan of certain teams using the fan role. And if you get a certain fan role, then you'll only get pinged when those teams go live. So that's what I do. I don't like getting pinged for all 16 games every week. I only like watching some teams play because I have limited time and I'm busy. And so I got the fan role for those teams, and now every time those teams are playing, I get the notification.
Probably going for Black Rose Dragon now.
Yep, you're right.
We'll see if he pops the board. Oh, he does. Okay.
So Black Rose is
Now
gonna. I mean, isn't this game?
He just needs a Ruddy Rose.
Oh, it's
Switch
not.
in hand.
Oh, he has a float. I'm tripping.
But the flow doesn't really matter because he can use Black Rose as second effect to change it to attack and
Oh, true.
make it. Yeah. He just needs the Ruddy Rose Switch in hand, which I hope for his sake he does. Because Swag's hand is looking thick.
Well, didn't. Ooh.
No, he. Oh, no, but now he has it because he just revives some rocks, and then rocks is gonna switch Ruddy Rose bitch. Yeah, it's
He did. He big did.
it's over if Swag doesn't play any more young. Because the Chiwen can float. If
Well, let's count his cards real quick. We could try to figure it out that way.
he's 24. He's 24.
Oh, yeah,
so-
probably only playing 2 then.
Mhm.
Bro, I'm so
Use
tilted
the-
I missed out on this event. This is Scorp's fault.
I agree.
That Matt, like, the character actually looks
It's-
kind of dope.
it's
I like
Scorp's
his
fault.
hat. It's always Scorp's fault.
Mhm.
Alright, well, this is... Unless there's like a white
Swings is
princess...
SMD, then
Okay, yeah. I was,
no,
gonna
he doesn't have white princess.
I
because
was like, oh, I don't know what else he could have there.
he's playing like double dirge. He's gonna. It's a rose counter, so.
Yeah. Alright, well,
Mhm.
the counter pick working. And Nashed 1-0. Black still has a second deck. So far, he's doing really good for his first Team Wars game. 2-1. He's gonna try to steal another one here so that he can keep his team in the war, especially considering that Hegelian Boy was not able to pick up a game, so Black has to work overtime here.
Yeah. Yeah, like usually in Team Wars, like what you wanna at least go 2-2.
Right.
Anything beyond that is like it's just a
Extra
icing on the
credit.
cake. Yeah, agreed.
Alright. Next game, and what would you know? Swag's second deck is yet another Rose Dragon. And this time he's going first.
But I would assume that this Rose Dragon isn't as teched for the mirror because his first one is. This one is probably like more balanced, like with just normal like back row and stuff.
Well, this one might not even be a Yang Zing one either.
Yeah, because it's 23. Could be the carrot one because it's a little bit more consistent, less explosive, but probably more consistent. So rocks into Basil. Basil brings back blue. Goes for
Soul Glow, that's a great question. I think Bixie right here, who clapped today in his war. Not with Rose Dragon, but actually, did you? How many? You won 2 games with Galaxy, and then.
No, I won 3 games with Galaxy.
Dude, I told you. Remember earlier this week, I was telling you were gonna win like multiple games with your.
I was channeling my inner gorilla. Yeah.
And anyway, you want to answer his question? I think you'd be able to do a good job answering this question.
What do you ask? Rose Dragon seems to handle the match. Why is it? Well, because in my opinion, I think the Rose Dragon McLord match really coin flip dependent still. Like, if Rose Dragon goes first, then you set up the Yazi with back row. McLord can't get over the Yazi unless he goes Triskelion, and even then you have like back row and stuff. And the Yazi on turn 3, you can actually force their back row and then go for your plays. On the other hand, if McLord goes first, he sets up back rows. Like the Rose Dragon player can still draw like MSTs and stuff to try to go for the kill. So it's still it's not, in my opinion, McLord isn't really a counter per se, a counter Rose Dragon counter per se, but I think it's quite a close matchup. Let's put it that way.
And to kind of summarize the thought process of teams, and this varies from team to team, but the overall general consensus between some teams is that you either are sending Rose Dragon into Rose Dragon, or you're sending McLord. So either way, you're taking kind of like a 50-50. Some teams would say that no, McLord wins like 55-45. Some teams would say no, Rose Dragon wins with a teched Rose Dragon deck. Whatever way you believe it to be true, that's why you're seeing a majority of the games be Rose Dragon and McLord, because you have the best deck and then the supposed answer to that best deck. But one thing, as we saw in the meta-analysis, that McLord has been doing good in Team Wars is beating the unpopular decks. Anything not named Galaxy, Rose Dragon, McLord has been just clapping those decks. I think I missed one, but we'll take a look at the meta-analysis in between these duels in a little bit.
You mean the decks that McLord isn't winning?
No, I guess like what are the most 4 popular decks right now? I think it's DDD. DDD is the 4th one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not forget yeah. Oh, going for the Zeta to answer the 70.
Bro, I have not seen a Zeta in a long time today. I feel like.
Yeah, it has been slowly like phasing out because the Rose Dragon extra deck is now so tight, especially if you're playing the Yang Zing version.
Bro, imagine Links come out, Rose Dragon is not hit, and they just give an extra deck spot for Rose Dragon.
That would be really nice.
For Rose Dragon? Oh, I know why you think it'll be nice.
Slag's turn. So that the SMD is pretty much non-existent at this point because of Zeta.
Alright, White Rose.
Oh, that's really good.
doesn't even need to commit with the normal summon.
Exactly.
And now you're gonna force out a
The book, if he has
back
it.
row if there is one.
Yeah, if it's a book, then actually, even if it's a book, it's not really bad because Swag can go into Ruddy Road, the Sam D, and the rocks to clear up his slot. Oh,
Nothing.
nothing.
Well, are we gonna see a spicy extra deck, or is it just gonna be Black Rose? It is
Nah,
just
yeah, you
Black
didn't
Rose.
go BRD here. Just go for the advantage, like blow up the board. Because the Zeta makes the Sam D kind of non-existent anyway, so may as well.
Beardy and defense.
Nah, I just yeah, it's just
Playing around memory loss?
No, I mean it's just.
No, I know I'm trolling.
I got nothing.
Oh shit! It was treacherous travel.
So
Well then, you were
and
right.
He still has his normal summon.
Carrot.
This looks over.
Yep. He is playing in. He's indeed
Normal
playing the
summon
carrot
white,
version.
Rock searches Ruddy Rose Witch, and then brings back the carrot. The does he already have Ruddy Rose Witch in hand? I mean, the alpha play would be just summoning the carrot and 3 monsters coming in.
Is Ready Rose Witch a plant?
Yes, it is.
Okay. He does. You are absolutely correct.
Yeah, you already had it. Okay, cool.
Interesting that Ruddy Rose Witch is a plant. Doesn't really look like a plant. Oh, I guess it's a rose monster.
Yeah.
Swag. 3-1 now. First Team Wars game. Why did they not play this man any sooner? Actually, I know why. It's because he lives in Australia and the time zones are really annoying for him. But he is really bringing his team back here with the 0-2 start, and now he's 3-1. He's keeping it close.
Yeah, definitely.
Although he needs to win one more here just so that when he loses, if that happens, he could just, go 7-0 here, theoretically. But when he does lose, he wants to get one more here. That way, it'll be a 4-4 game, and then you just need 2 out of everyone else on the team. But keep in mind, Yasser is still on the lineup, and he is statistically one of the best players in the league so far this season.
He's itching to play.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I don't think Yasser's gonna mind Swag getting a few more here right now.
Yeah, true.
What do you know? Another Rose Dragon Mirror. And we're just basically changing who goes first and second every single game, it seems like. Because now Nash is...
I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself every single game.
Well, let's just say for everyone's sake, Nash is maybe playing the Yang Zing version this time, so they'll at least have some variance in what we see.
It's a 22. I don't think he has Yang Zing in it.
Oh yeah, true. I didn't think about looking at card count.
Sadly.
Bixie, you want to answer that question?
Which one? Where is it?
Oh, in the chat.
Living Fossil. Wait, isn't Living Fossil a skill?
Oh, he said gem sale.
With the current. Oh, is that like the box name or something? Hold on.
He said it's... Well,
should be the box.
It seems like a good card, is what Glow Activator said. Well, probably not a good card to go for if Bixie doesn't know what card it is. if he doesn't even recognize the card, it must not be a good card. It also depends what you want to do with the game, Soul Glow. I mean, if you want to play competitively or try to get a little bit into the metagame, then you should be very careful with how you spend your money.
Yeah.
with what you're going for. But if you're just playing casually, then just grab whatever you think looks fun and whatnot.
Okay.
Try to figure out what you want to
Oh,
do with the game.
Neg one in the chat. What's up, Neg? Anyway, I think the Rose Dragon deck isn't really that expensive as well, right? You could just buy three of the structure decks and you get a really decent, like, even if you don't have the stuff like
Yazi.
bulk.
Well, Yazi's an
Yeah, you
issue
still
though.
get. I mean, you can play like level 7. You can play like triple Sam D.
Yeah, I suppose if you want to like hit King of Games, then you could do that actually.
Yeah,
That's true.
it does work. Ooh, sniffers in the chat.
On ISOD? ISOD? What the hell is that? Is that
It's
some
a-
archetype?
No, it's a link monster.
Oh, okay.
It's a
I don't know anything
it's a
about
noble
links.
knight link monster. Yeah, he's Sode. It's a really good one. Which, for our sake, we don't get it so soon. Dude, that card is bonkers in Goki.
Oh, really? Bro, I'm just
Yeah.
looking forward to the day where like we talk about Goki like we talk about Rose Dragon. It would be the funniest
like
meme ever.
Goki in the real like TCG is not like the anti-meta Goki stuff you have in the links.
Well, I hope that if Goki's ever good in
like-
Duel Links, it's not like that. Not like the Goki
Goki's
of
like
the old.
Goki's like the combo deck in the TCG. It's like. But anyway, back to the game. Sam D with 3 back row. Staring down another Sam D. Damn.
I mean, if that's what you like to do, Soul Glow, then it sounds like you get enjoyment looking at cards and just trying to make creative adaptations with the cards. So that being said, maybe you should wait a little bit for Links and see what happens then before investing in anything. When is Links coming out? Is it like in a month or is it like later in September?
It's supposed to be in September.
Holy shit, Treacherous Trapple. We saw that from Noshed in his previous deck, but we didn't see it from Swag, and now Tretch coming out. End of September. How many weeks is that in?
It's, a month
1,
and
2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 weeks from now. That's a pretty considerable.
Yeah, we'll get links before playoffs.
Whoa, really? Oh yeah, actually, doesn't it go until like November or something? Yeah. It's probably not even gonna be played, to be honest.
True. They're just gonna give you some vanilla link 2s or link 3s.
No, dude, this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna give a selection super mini, or whatever the hell it's called. They're gonna put some bait link monster in there that like is impossible to summon. And then they're gonna make everyone want to get it because it's like, oh, this is gonna be good. All it needs is like an easy way to summon it, right? But it's gonna be some hard link monster to summon. And it's never gonna get played until like December when an insane structure or mini box comes out, and it just like warps the game, and now everyone's playing links.
Yeah.
Basically, Konami 101.
Yeah. Or like they release a structure deck with a disgusting skill, you know? You know how
What was the very first Pendulum deck that was meta in Duel Links? Was it Abyss Actors?
I think it was a Berserker. Like the real first competitive deck, I think it's a Berserker.
Was it? I feel like there was one before that. I can't remember. Cause I know the first meta deck from the New World was Melodious, but that wasn't a Pendulum deck.
Pretty sure it was a Berserker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of Melodious, I don't know anything about the Link anime, but is there a character that has like a non-Link archetype? Like Zuzu, for example, from 5 or from Arc Z or Arc 5 rather, had Melodious. No
Yeah,
Pendulum.
non-link archetype. I don't think so. I think most of them rely on link.
Interesting. I wonder if we'll have... I mean, usually it's always taken a while for things to get meta.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, I think DDD was like the only problem Pendulum deck in Duel Links. Other than that, like I feel like Pendulums were just like pretty fair in Duel Links. Especially with like Master Rule 5.
You could argue that Odd Eyes was pretty good, but it wasn't like beat to the point where it was like broken or shit. DDD was broken.
Yeah, but DDD was broken for like different reasons. It wasn't really broken because of like the pendulum mechanic per se. It was broken
Yeah.
because they gave us fucking everything.
True. Yeah, Odd Eyes is just. I mean, the skill itself is just kind of the pendulum skills in. Because in reality, it's such a minus to actually have to set up your skills unless unless you're playing like Clearfords or Berserkers where you get the plus from your skill. I mean, not from skill, from your skills itself.
I do like this new like automato play, like this new way of doing automato play. Like before it was like you just send it back to your deck, and now it's like you like Mech Lord and Rose Dragon. Yeah, so I mean you're like cycling through your engine cards more, right? Whereas
But it's the same. I don't know. It's. I wish they could like be more creative with the skills.
yeah, that's true. It's like it's literally copy paste actually. Now that
I think it's like an automatic play at this point.
was it there was this one deck that's already in the game that's one of the arc no the new world characters plays it. It's already in the game. I remember someone was talking about it, but I don't remember what.
Oh, this game.
Black Rose for game. 2400 attack goated.
Like 4-1.
Goated. Built different. First Team Wars game. And he is clapping right now. Well, now we're waiting for Duel Links Taiwan to send in their next player. Let's take a look at the meta-analysis here.
Yeah. You're showing the divisions.
Yeah, I don't know how to pause it, but I'm still learning. But shit. There we go. So, taking a look at these meta-analysis graphics, what I was trying to say about Mech Lords is that it has done really well against the less played decks so far in Team Wars. Obviously, this graphic is a little bit misleading because it's the weeks 1 through 3, and so you see Burning Abyss there a little bit because it was played a lot more before Yazi came out. It was actually played a lot in week 1, and then over the weeks it kind of fell down a little bit. Same with Heroes, most popular deck in week 1, and then as the weeks have progressed, it's kind of plateaued a bit. The one deck that has not is Rose Dragon. By the number of games in the second to last column, 468, that's twice as many as the next deck, and that's almost more than the next 2 decks combined. So I mean, this stream should show you, or this war so far should tell you everything you need to know. I think we've seen out of the 7 or out of the 8 decks we've seen so far, I think 7 of them been Rose Dragon. 6 out of 8 actually, but DDD also not doing too bad in the first 3 weeks. 53% win rate is pretty decent for a deck that inconsistent. However, it still has a lot of power when you draw good.
And Tiras is on the table.
Tiras was on Sensei last season,
Yes,
so he actually might not be Taiwanese. I'm actually not
he's
sure.
Korean.
Yeah,
He's
that's.
Korean.
I would assume so because he was on Sensei, but I didn't want to make an assumption.
Mm.
All right, so
25.
Tiras on the
Mm,
table 25. So this is probably a Yang Zing version, I guess. Is that a safe guess to make?
I guess so.
Oh, you are also guessing. It sounds like.
Yeah, I think it. I think. Yeah, I think it's a Yangzing version. It's a fair. Oh, but Swag not
Oh,
opening well.
well, maybe
That's
that's the level 1 tuner set.
no, but because
Oh
Swag
no,
is playing the
he switched the
carrot.
versions. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so
My
it's
bad, my bad.
probably like a carrot set or.
There's one thing I realized today is that if you look at all the consistency skills throughout the history of the game since Exceeds came out, so we're talking onomatoplay, we're talking, I mean, anywhere from tier 1 to tier 3 decks, the Galaxy deck, before when it was Photons, I guess, and then now the new Galaxy skill, Rose Dragon, Mech Lords, all the skills really linearize the deck. It makes the deck super linear because it's
Yeah.
always about maximizing the consistency of the deck via the skill and vice versa. Whereas if you look at decks like BA or for those that played earlier, Witchcrafters, you had very different starting hands that would get you to similar ending boards, but it wasn't as linear in that sense. And I think that's one thing that is a little bit annoying about these consistency skills is that it kind of makes the game a little bit boring. Not only to play,
Yeah.
but also to watch.
But yeah, at the same time,
I mean, I like
kind of
consistency. I wish, like you said, I wish they just didn't nuke so many decks that didn't require consistency skills, right? Like all the non-anime decks just get nuked so fast.
Yeah, but I kind of like the skills like Exceed Galaxy, for example. I think that skill is kind of nice.
Oh yeah, that's a very unique
It's
skill.
not really a consistency skill, right? It doesn't like fix your hands. You can still break and shit, but it helps. It's like the entire theme of the deck of like
Right.
reviving photon dragons and stuff. Build shit.
I wish they
Yeah.
did that more, right? Like give a one copy of a card through the skill, an ace
Yeah,
card or
yeah.
something that's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good. But
Like, yeah. I think there was one more recently with the Supreme King Jaden, remember? The one with you get the malicious bane in your extra deck, but sadly like malicious bane isn't that good. So yes, it's not good enough in this meta. So but I like
they need Dark Lore as well.
giving like really good boss monsters and as part of a skill.
Yeah, I think it's a good concept. Yeah, I really like consistency in the game. I really hate it when they hit solely power on ban lists and then they don't, or sorry, they hit solely consistency in ban lists and then they don't hit the power. Then it just becomes a matter of, okay, my 50% OP like play went from 50% to 40%, so you're only getting fucked 40% of the time, but hey, I mean, interactive gameplay, right? Like Harpy was one hit that like was really annoying, like when they put Perfumer 2, I feel like they could have hit the deck a lot better than that.
This looks really over.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people that are very competitive would say, I wasn't really around for BA, so I'm not saying this is my opinion, but what I've heard is that a lot of people really liked the game when BA was around. One of the people that told me that is in the chat right now, but I think it's far too often any non-anime deck just gets killed way too fast if it's a good deck. It's really dumb too because with the BA example, they literally like force-fed BA. Like they gave tour guide, and then literally just started releasing a bunch of BA support, like after one
Yeah,
after another.
yeah. Beatrice was the tipping point.
It's like they wanted the deck to be good, and then they just immediately destroyed it. Well, I wouldn't say immediately because they didn't destroy it in one ban list. They destroyed it in two, but it was only good for like 2 months, right? From
Yeah,
June,
yeah.
June to
June to August.
like last week of July, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess a lot of people are appreciative that the BA meta happened during KCGT, which is basically the only thing that really matters in the game outside of Team Wars, in my opinion. But all right, well, Swag finally getting removed from the table. 4-2 for his first Team Wars game, not too shabby, pretty good. And just like for every send-in during this war, what is SunClan going to send in to this Rose Dragon deck?
let's make a educated prediction and say they're gonna send another rose here. The score's tied now, right? 4-4.
It is 4-4. TRS is 1-0.
Really close match, close match.
I think SunClan's pretty happy here, going 0-2 and then Swag going 4-2. Pretty much you can't really ask for more than that without being greedy. Of course, they also have the counter pick in this situation too, which is really, really nice despite losing starting combo. Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to say, short, but it also just depends. Like the thing with Harpy is it was a non-anime, it was an anime deck and it didn't have a consistency scale, but the deck itself was super consistent.
Yeah.
But then they didn't hit it like they would hit a non-anime deck that was just as consistent.
The deck itself was like super consistent, and the skill just gave it like really good power, I suppose. Of the
Yasser is on the table.
not surprised. He
Well-
usually does. I don't think he does like he doesn't play at the back.
All right, what a surprise. If you guys saw earlier when we were showing the match reports, Yasser did
Ending in-
streak with Mechlords last week, and now he's back on Mechlords here. Wow, he's letting everybody know how OG he is. 2017 February KC mat. Very few people nowadays have that mat on their accounts. I have this mat. A very long time ago. That's
I for
5.5
sure
years
don't.
ago. Holy shit.
I for sure don't have that. But Rose Dragon going first with White Rose and Rust. I mean, at this point, I don't mind doing. I don't mind talking about the Rose Dragon Mechlord matchup rather than the Rockbeer. Dude,
Standard Yazi.
yeah, Yazi in the back row.
And triple set. Yazi triple set. Doesn't get more standard than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, let's see if we can see a standard Mechlord hand too. Although he's going second when he wanted to go first.
Yeah. I mean, if this Mechlord was the send it into Rose Dragon, you could predict that he might have dirges in there as well. So going second, if he has dirges in there, then going second is even worse. Because
Well-
it doesn't do shit going second.
MST on the middle. Ooh, that's a good hit. No way. Yasser is
Oh
just
my-
built different. Oh, that's not the one you wanted to hit though.
No, don't revive. No.
Oh, he's reviving.
I wouldn't revive that, I think. Because you're just giving him
Third
a free
MFC.
monster to run over with Dreadnought. No. Unless the other back row is another disruptor, then sure.
What if
But
the other backers is an MST?
the
Okay, it's not an MST.
yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't revive the rocks there unless he had like 0 follow up. Just just puts him in a really like
Holy shit.
breakthrough skill. That's a
I-
really good card.
I've been seeing this card more today. I don't think I saw it last week when I was watching. Not that I watch a lot of Team Wars nowadays anyway, but
It's been coming up because it's really good in the Rose Mirror because you can not only do you negate the rocks or the white, but when it's in the graveyard, you can prevent them from going like at your end phase they go Basil. You can break your skill from your graveyard to negate the rocks on that for that. So it's really good for the Rose Mirror. But in this case, it's also pretty decent to the Mechlord because you can negate the Obligado, you can negate the Triskelion, you can negate Weisel. Because like usually you have to like burn a book or something. So he is thinking. Also, this breakthrough skill is really good because okay, now mind. I don't know what I was gonna say. So yeah, this is what happens. Yazi just pops the back row, and since TRS is playing the Yangzing version, he just goes into Taotie and then goes into Baxia. Baxia spins the Obligado back, so it plays around Weisel, and it's probably over. So in this case, since he had the breakthrough skill, I think it was alright to float it. I mean, the Basil bringing back the rocks because you had a guaranteed out to the that rank 10 that the which name is slipping like I can't. I think we might see the first repeat from Sun Clan here.
yeah, I was just gonna say it's not very often that you see repeats in this meta because people just just keep sending Rose Dragon, and sometimes they just have a second Rose Dragon. But
yeah, in this case, I think might be reasonable to go for a repeat.
well, unless the second deck is Rose Dragon and he just wants to go the mirror instead.
Yeah.
Because I would argue it's easier to beat Mechlord than it is to beat Rose Dragon, like from Duel Links Taiwan's perspective, right?
Yeah.
So if it's like a very similar, in their eyes, a very similar chance to win this duel here with the Rose Dragon deck that Yasser probably has as his second, maybe it's just better to not repeat because then you have a chance to win more than one game. Then again, we don't know what Tyros' second deck is. It could be a Mechlord and they could just go into a mirror afterwards, right? So this is why I feel like Mechlord's so weird, like play in Team Wars, because it's like you're either going into the mirror, usually if a team thinks similar to you, which most teams would respect Mechlords, or you're just going to Rose Dragon. So at that point, why don't you just play Rose Dragon? I don't know. I haven't studied this meta too much, so I don't really know. It doesn't look like they repeat it, so I'm gonna see a deck switch from Yasser, and it.
Yeah,
to nobody's surprise, it's a Rose Dragon deck.
I just call him the level 10. I don't even know the name.
David extremely excited right now, in his sleep, to dream about Yasser being 0-1. Because he wants to win Player of the Month. Oh, Terrace Brick! So Yasser might be able to steal a game here. Okay, wait, never mind. Might not be a complete brick. Okay, that was the lowest set 3 I've ever seen.
Yeah, I would argue breaking in the mirror is a lot worse than breaking against Mechlord, because Mechlord is slower. It's a little bit slower.
Especially if you set your Yang Zing to start out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Looks like Yasser has playable hand.
Yeah, the ideal hand.
Yeah. I mean, I think ideal would maybe be like an MST, right?
I mean, you gotta be careful about breakthrough skill here though, because we saw it last game.
Oh, that's a good point. I keep forgetting. Loki, I'm like really sleepy right now.
Loki, I'm really sleepy right now as well. Even though I just woke up.
You're always sleepy.
It's the COVID, man, I'm telling you. Like, after you get COVID, somehow your stamina just kind of...
Oh, that happened to me. That happened to me for sure. Holy shit, Floodgate is huge.
Floodgate. That's...
The breakthrough skill, Floodgate.
Yeah, probably just breakthrough skill and Floodgate as his back row. And like maybe Econ something.
Well, Soulglow, I have the answer to your question. If you check the meta-analysis channel in the Timor server, you'll see that Buster Blader had a 46.4% win rate playing 28 games in this meta. So the short answer to your question, it would not do good.
I mean, 46% is better than Metalfoe's 0%.
Metalfoe's is 44%.
Wait, wasn't it 0? I thought KZ said it was 0. Oh, I think 0 was like week 3 in particular.
Yeah, I'm talking about cumulative.
Okay, so he floods, but Yasser goes for the Basil into the second rocks.
Plays around the second flood.
Yep, plays around another flood by chaining the Basil to the first flood.
Book of the Moon.
Book of the Moon.
We're gonna see a turn change here very soon.
Yeah, I wouldn't even swing, I think.
Just waiting to set cards. Oh, okay, 3 sets.
Yep, including a Basil.
He is swinging, Bixie. Oh, he's thinking about it. All right, he went battle phase. Someone to BC yelled, "Don't swing, don't."
Egg be like, "Don't swing. Let him draw the Yang Zing. See, I told you. I told you, don't swing."
Holy crap!
Imagine if he swung and then he summoned this Yang Zing, he wouldn't draw it. Oh my god! But that being said, Tira's hand is god awful.
Yeah, so god awful that he doesn't have one.
Jesus.
Econ. We've seen Econ a lot from the Sun Clan guys.
Not only the Sun Clan guys, I think some of the Duel Links Taiwan guys was playing it. It's just a really good card. I mean, as we know, right?
That's true. We do know.
We do know. We do know very well.
Still not banned for some reason.
I mean, at this point, I've kind of already given up on them hitting Econ and TTH. Just gotta accept it and move on with your life.
I'm willing to compromise. Just hit one of them at least.
Yeah, that's not happening.
So does how would Econ be in Link meta? How does that even work?
I mean, you can't change it to their defense mode.
Yeah, but can you?
Yeah, you can still take it and link it away.
You can take it and link it. Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's still pretty darn broken.
Maybe they'll hit it before links come out. Actually,
Oh, that's just.
there's a ban list. They never do a ban list before the world comes out. They always do it afterwards, right? I don't remember anymore.
Uh, shouldn't there be like a ban list after the ends?
There's always an August ban list, right? I'm pretty sure.
No, I remember last year, like after the KCGT, and they hit
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Hero Flash.
So they always have like an emergency July ban list. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
they do it by design, right? They like purposely release something broken before KCGTs just so that they can emergency it in July, and then they realize the emergency wasn't good enough, so that they hit it again in August. That's literally how it works every time. However, in this situation, the hits actually did work to some extent.
Yeah.
Like I know DDD is still playable, but like it's nowhere near as good, and BA is pretty much unplayable in a competitive setting. It seems like, maybe I'm wrong, but and so I guess in August the ban list would most likely counter, or not counter, but target Rose Dragon,
Yeah.
and then
RIP WD.
well. They probably just semi-limit something like they usually do. It's an anime deck, bro. Don't worry, it's an anime deck.
Oh, T-Rex is DVD.
Oh,
Okay,
finally, it's a
okay.
new deck.
Something
Let's
that is a Rose
go.
Dragon. Holy
Let's
shit.
go. It's DDD, a deck that we've been watching since February of 2022.
But somehow we're still excited about it because we've watched too many Rose Dragons.
Actually, it was more like April, but still.
Hey,
Let's go.
hey man, bro, DDD was around like I remember playing the
Yes,
old
slime.
DDD. I remember playing the
Oh,
the other DDD. Remember the rank 6 one with the Rhino boost. That was fun.
Oh yeah. Damn.
Damn. Hard opening slime combo.
Bro, that's crazy. Yo, can we get a deck check? Yo,
Giant
Deferio. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, I don't even mind Rose Dragon. It's just kind of boring to see the same deck over and over again.
True.
All right. Contract.
Oh, nice.
That's
Do the
pretty good.
contract. Yeah, because now he can contract in the Kepler into gate. I mean the witch, so he has guaranteed one disruption. Choosing to draw first.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna ask you, what do you think is better there? With after the nerfs, is it better to contract first and then use effect?
it depends because you might draw the
Holy
Armageddon.
shit!
Huh. I guess this isn't terrible.
So
Yeah,
he's
you
gonna
can go
set.
Kepler.
He's gonna set switch and
Yeah, it's gonna set
witch.
witch, and maybe scale the dog
Yeah.
so that he can
So-
summon it with pendulum switch.
Right. Oh,
So he's keeping it in head for witch, I suppose.
interesting.
It's not really a good. I mean, witch itself is kind of not really good against Rose Dragon as a disruption because you just pop the rocks but then the Rose Dragon player just dazzles back.
Isn't Dog really good in this match?
Yeah, dog is really good in this matchup. Which is why I said like I would have maybe put the dog in the scale and
Do we know the last card in his hand?
no, we don't.
Okay.
He drew contract.
Maybe he didn't set witch. Maybe he had a background in his hand.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe his other background is actually like a
Book or something. Or yeah. That would make a lot of sense.
That would explain it. Yeah.
Yo, Sniffus, you hear that? We don't want to see BMP in every grand finals, man.
I mean, the way they are playing right now, they look like they're gonna go to the grand finals.
Well, not if you're looking at holy shit.
Pretty cool.
Yo, I love the Sensei players so much, bro. They have balls of steels. The, they'll just play whatever, dude.
So good if Yasser doesn't have another rocks in hand. Does he? Because like
No, he
Crow.
doesn't.
Oh shit, that's
This
so
game,
big.
this game's over probably.
Like like last week, I think everybody was playing around Crow because like
You think
main
it's
decking Crow
worth?
was
Do you think it's worth which end phase here and discarding the dog? Because you just
Mm, I
do you,
would think so.
cause you just search you
Because
just search Dupe King next turn and then Pendulum or whatever. The Pendulum Switch
yeah,
slot.
yeah,
If he set the well, yeah, actually that would imply that he set the Pendulum Switch, right? Because the crow is in the hand.
you can end phrase, pop the back row, then on your turn search Doom King, then go skill, then summon the Doom King, swing, pendulum switch, summon the whatever monster you put into your skill, and it's probably over.
Yeah, it's pretty broken.
Oh, that, oh my god, he opened that, and I'm pretty sure that that crow is like a one-off or something.
Pendulum Switch now,
Yeah,
as
switching it.
expected.
Pretty.
Yep. Such a good card, man, in this deck.
Although this kind of makes his following turn kind of awkward because the Kepler will decrease in skill. It will be a skill 8.
Oh shit!
Holy wait,
Negwin
that
called
isn't
it.
that bad. It's not that bad.
Yeah, but Negwin still called it.
I don't care.
My holy shit was more towards the fact that then Negwin wrote the comment. He played MST immediately after. It was good timing. Alright, this is the turn for things to happen.
Yeah, buddy.
So, no more slimes. Unless this is some secret spicy list that's only playing one contract and two slime. Massive doubt on that one.
Yeah, this deck kind of works.
Orthros is probably a good idea here.
Yeah. Acro.
Oh, did they change the order of Orthros?
Yeah, they did.
What?
Does he have the skill? Oh, okay, it is over.
He dead. He big dead. This is not looking good for Sun Clan now, though. Because... Holy shit. I mean, we knew he had dog in hand.
Yeah. There's something about, like, auto-win DDD hands.
I mean, Terrace is built different, man. Hard open slime.
And with that, Yasser's off the table.
Yasser going 1 and 2. Literally Davida's dream coming true, and I guess Davida might be in the lead for
Player of the month.
For player in the month,
And
indeed. As you can see on the stream, Davida, I mean, obviously we haven't updated the graphics after today's matches, but Davida's going to end 20 and 6, excuse me, and Yasser's going to end 17 and 18. Let's just reset those real quick for everyone. Terrific, not even close. And then Siki, 12 and 1. On the same team as Davida. BC's doing really good right now. 4 and 0 plus 15. Top of the division. CGL 4 and 0, second place. And Sun Clan and Duel Links Taiwan, one already off each other in a very close game right now. 6-5. Duel Links Taiwan with the edge in this war right now.
Is it worth to go into the box for skill prisoner? I don't think skill prisoner is that good right now.
Looking at last week,
you might want to save your gems.
Both teams winning 10-3 last week. Like I said earlier, I haven't seen this before, but Rose Dragon and Mech Lords being the predominant winning decks for both teams. And once again, the meta-analysis, Rose Dragon, 55.7% win rate. I don't think I've ever seen a deck have such a good win rate across 3 weeks. That just shows how weak the rest of the meta really is.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Wasn't
56% in from and then on an average of 3 weeks, 56% in 1 week, 2 weeks. I see you see all the time, but 3 weeks, I don't think I've seen that before. Because usually what happens is like it does good for 1 or 2 weeks, and then people adjust or some in-game thing happens, and then I mean maybe I've seen it before, but what's a fact is that it's extremely rare.
I kind of feel that DDD during season 11 playoffs might have had a better win rate.
Yeah, but they didn't do meta-analysis for playoffs.
Why?
Hey, what are you doing?
Magikarp on the table.
Oh, Magikarp. Former.
So what do you send it to DDD?
I don't know. You tell me, bro. You play this game, not me.
Heroes? Oh my god. Yeah, that's a weird. I don't really agree with this sentence, but
what does this tell you, Bixie? Does this tell us that they disagree with you, or does this tell us that they didn't bring heroes?
I think maybe they brought heroes, but it's not for DDD. I mean, like, why bring? If you bring heroes, you probably put dirges in them,
Okay.
and that's not optimal against DDD. Like, you want like MSTs or like white princesses for DDD, but Mechlord. I mean, the thing about Mechlord against DDD is DDD going second still can kill you really easily because, you know, Slime and Oteros. And DDD going first, they can set up so that you can't even like run over their shit with Dreadnought. So I think it depends. We'll see. But Magikarp opening ideal here. Going for the boom. Obligado plus boom.
Yep.
But like I said, if there's one thing I know about DDD, is either you open really shit or you open really well.
Well, did he open shit or did he open extremely well? We're about to find out. Boon. Such a funny name. Bro, low-key, I need this war to speed up a little bit. It's bedtime.
Yeah, I needed to speed up too. It's gonna be lunchtime.
Alright. You can just eat while casting. That's what I did earlier. I ate my dinner while casting.
True. What did you have?
Pizza, Lamau pal. But I had fruits for dessert, so I can't complain too much. I like the fruits more than I like the pizza.
True. Yo,
True.
I was watching a video like earlier that about pizza actually. Did you know that, you know, like how you usually eat the pizza, you eat it as with the like the topping at the top, right? Like you bite into the pizza while the topping's at the top. Then the video was saying like if you eat it, if you flip the pizza over and then you eat it that way, you actually taste the pizza better.
That makes sense because you get
like the taste all on your tongue, right? So you get the maximum flavor.
now.
From your...
Now listen to this. Repeat that when David is around, and let's see what he says.
I mean, I'm not breaking pasta. I don't think.
Apparently, in Davida's eyes, that would probably be considered like some executionable crime or something like that. By the way, it looks like Tira's did open acceptable so far. I don't want to jump to the gun too quickly because we have to see what he's gonna summon and whatnot.
And before he gets floodgated for 3 or something.
Is that really the way Italians eat it? Holy crap! Davi's been.
That's not how Italians eat it. I mean, like, wait, really? Holy shit! I thought that was some like next level shit though.
Well, I mean, if there's one, holy shit, he opened Thomas and he got fucking floodgate. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Like this.
I guess he did open really good, but he just got noped by a floodgate. What are these noises?
Oh really? They have done both for a while. I really didn't know that because I was like watching a TikTok video yesterday and they were like flinging it.
Man, it makes me sad to see Terrace on Duel Links Taiwan. I really wanted to see him on.
And try to do it.
Well, I want Sensei to be back. Why are they gone,
I
man?
mean, they might be back next season. Who knows?
I don't
Probably
want to
just
wait
taking
until
a
next
break.
season.
Maybe APK next season. True, true.
Oh, Neck when he was answering someone else.
Damn, I thought we were talking about the pizza. No, sir.
Dude, Floodgate is really strong. I remember there's a point where we were asking to Floodgate to go to 2. Holy fuck! No way!
Oh, rip.
That's a really good fucking storm.
Guess it's over.
Oh, yeah, that's probably over.
Holy
Damn.
shit.
Yo, Tyrus had to get fucking
You double-
murdered. Just...
Yeah,
Dude, his hand was
He's gonna-
insane.
he's gonna get pierced out of existence.
Actually, I guess both of
right
their
now.
hands were really good.
It's over. He's just gonna Triskelion attack the set Armageddon.
Yeah, dude, honestly, Storm should be banned, Econ should be banned, Floodgate should probably be at 2. What other cards? Book should be
I
at
think,
3.
like-
Book should be at 3.
You know what, Scorp? I think you should be banned.
Oh yeah, Genghis should have never even been added to the game. That was really stupid.
I think like all these like long-standing
Genghis should have been like a skill thing. Like, you can only get, like the Galaxy skill. But not with this current DDD skill. It should have been like a different skill, like fusion only. Like a fusional, like a contract procrastination. That's where Genghis should have. They should have buffed contract procrastination with Genghis.
or like a master of fusion skill, but like in addition you add the
Bro,
Argengus into the
why don't we work at Konami? Like, I feel like they just don't use their brain. They just copy paste everything. They're literally, dude, their ban list schedule is copy pasted. Like, we literally already know like how big hits are they gonna do and when they're gonna do them. Always the December ban list is massive, but then the September ban list is always.
contract procrastination what Taaha's like before joining Meta.
That's true. That is me right now.
It's sad.
I'm enjoying my Saturday night by watching Rose
Maybe,
Dragon watching Rose
yeah.
Dragon mirrors.
He'd be a wounded hero, not a contract procrastination.
Next player's here already? What the? Alright, Angel. I don't think I've ever seen Angel play, so interested to watch. This is a very new Duel Links Taiwan team from the past 2 seasons. Maybe you were onto something, Bixie. I haven't seen any of these players. I mean, I know Terrace is a great player, so I'm not doubting that part of it. I mean, I won't say names, but I don't know about a couple of names there, but I'd never seen Angel and Nasht play. Not that Nasht did too well here, but Flishrin, I mean, we saw Flishrin play earlier. Holy shit, it's PK! It's PK!
Let's go, PK! I can't believe we're excited about PK.
Another deck from February 2022. Or earlier this season.
He's playing the Phantom Knight Ruler version.
Oh, I forgot to update the 6 here. Wait, he's playing the mill skill? I don't think I've ever watched that deck. In Timors. Like, it's been played in Timors, I just haven't gotten a chance to watch it. In Timors.
So they sent this PK into MacLord. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, the Asians, man, they're always onto something. Don't doubt them. Don't doubt them until they lose. That's the way I look at it. Oh my god, MST. And on Dice It, so is MST even good versus this variant? Like, wouldn't you want to hold MST?
Yeah, you would. I was gonna say you would hold it. Oh my god, Guy Rule 6, holy shit!
Bro, did you see what he milled? He milled gloves, boots, 2 Canadias, a Monster Gate, wing.
Holy shit, that's insane.
Bro, what the fuck? So he milled the wing and boots and gloves from the relevant mills. And I guess it's important to know that there's a Canadian in the grave too.
No.
Dude, wait, imagine Canadian was a level 3. What is that noise? Side.
I mean, Nadia in this case being level 2 is really good because he can go for the PK rank too. Actually, the PK rank 2 is kind of nice at the Triskelion now that I think about it. It just makes it 0.
2 Canadians in the graveyard.
Going right away for the Triskelion. This is lethal if Angel doesn't wait. No, it isn't lethal.
No,
because
he's gonna have something. Don't worry, Bixie. Don't worry.
No, I mean like it's not lethal. Like even if he doesn't have the Canadian, it's not lethal because there's no
Canadian
monster in the extra deck with. He needed a monster in the extra deck with 3,000 attack. I mean 28 or higher. I don't think PK plays it.
He did not chain Canada there, but he has 3 Canadians in the graveyard now. With Phantom Nightwing. Alright, he's about to pop off now.
Rip Magikarp. I think.
Potentially rip.
Yeah.
So
because what he can do now is he can go like break sword, pop, revive, activate skill, make another break sword, and then again. Yeah, he can go like Phantom Knight Order now to make them become level 3 again. And then go for another brick sword to pop the Triskelion. And then go for a rank 4. And then the wings can revive a brick sword and it's game.
Is he gonna pop his back row?
If it's like a revive, then he might.
Because he set the back row before using the effect, so.
I mean, whatever way it's just game. There's like no.
I mean, true, because Mechlord can't play hand traps anyway.
Yeah.
This is such a cool mat. The colors on the mat are like really nice. I like it. Very like.
Which one?
The Witchcrafter one. It's like very nice colors on the mat. Vibrant colors and stuff. It just pops out. Sleeves are good too, but.
As opposed to everything red in like Rose Dragon.
Yeah, dude, I'm just trying to see. I'm tired of seeing Akiza, to be honest with you. Yeah, Wings is in the grave, so it didn't matter.
Yeah. And that is game. PK taking the win, which honestly is kind of refreshing to see.
7-6, Duel Links Taiwan up. This has been a back and forth game after Swag came in and tied it up 4-2, but since then it's just been kind of passing the baton here a little bit.
Yeah, you take one win, I take one win.
I want them to take more wins, whoever team it is, because I'm trying to go to sleep. Although I'm not gonna lie, if they keep up with these different decks, sign me up. Start seeing Rose Dragon. We know we're about to see a Rose Dragon here. There's no freaking way he just had Mechlord and not a Rose Dragon. All right, yeah, there we go. Low-key rooting for the PK, but that side bet says otherwise. Ooh, gloves, boots, just like April 2022.
Yeah, going for the Dante.
Just like April 2022. Milling cloak, Poschep. Oh, no cloak, no cloak.
That's not bad.
I know, but I wanted to repeat the line.
I'm gonna set 3 trust. Oh my god, that's a really good start. But like, for his sake, I hope he has like a Canada or something, because that field looks really good to get BRD'd.
Well, Creative, I don't mind you talking about food, but I think Bixie might because lunchtime is coming up. I already ate my dinner though. Lemon Fanta sounds really good though. I need to try that. I don't think I've ever tried that. That sounds pretty good. Spain seems like an amazing place. Lots of good nature, scenery, but also a lot of historical stuff. And I've heard the people in Spain are really good too, so hopefully sometime in my life I'll be able to visit Spain, but for the time being I am stuck in this prison, med school.
I wanna travel at the end of the year. I haven't traveled in since even before COVID because I was busy with university.
Gotta save up that busy championship money if you win Team Wars.
Yeah, I want to go maybe Korea.
Ooh,
Yeah, gotta go find
Bixie the Sensei leaked? Question mark? By the way, guys, speaking of things, on Tuesday, time is not confirmed yet, but on Tuesday, maybe around 5 p.m. EST, on my Twitch channel, this is twitch.tv/Taaha, it's like my Discord name on the overlay, I will be streaming a talk show about Team Wars so far this season with Sanusuke. A few of the things we're going to be talking about is the winners and losers of the season so far. Essentially what that means is who has done better than they should be doing and who is crying right now. Yep, he milled 3 cloak and a breakthrough skill.
No, that's not good.
Well, he has 1 more glove still in the deck. So he has something. Yeah, it's like I guess you could call it a podcast, but it's gonna be like kind of unfiltered, so you can, it won't be like, it won't be 100% nice all the time, I guess, for a lack of better words. Like, we'll be very blunt with their opinions. We'll also have like a guest talk show, and we're gonna talk about some of the Team Wars drama that's been going on in transfer news, if you guys have not heard about that already. But be sure to tune in Tuesday around 5 p.m. EST. It'll be like an hour or so long. Lots of gamer talk. No, by unfiltered I don't mean like cursing language. I mean, there'll be an F-bomb here and there most likely, but more like talking about how one team may not be good this season, or a player might not be doing good or whatever, right? Like it'll be harsh. But it's unaffiliated with Team Wars, so that's why I'm not giving examples right now, because I'm on the Team Wars channel and I don't want to give a representation of Team Wars that is not true. Yeah, it should be a really... Yeah, it's my honest opinion, 100% is gonna be expressed there. Absolutely. Absolutely. So what I think about these 2 teams will be expressed there. If anyone would be wondering. I don't know if we'll talk about these 2 teams, but it's not going to be like an analysis of decks and stuff. Like, I don't even follow the game that much anymore, so it won't be like that. It'll be more surface level. So even if you don't understand the game and you're just more looking at the competition, you'll understand and follow along a lot better. So for example, instead of talking about the 8 Rose Dragon decks that Sun Clan or Duel Links Taiwan brought today, we'll talk more about the fact that they're both really close in the division and how their rosters changed, and how Duel Links Taiwan has been doing really bad the last 2 seasons, but somehow is still 2-1 now. So why is that? Well, you know, like they picked up a couple players and what that stuff. Yeah, you'll see a little bit more of my hateful side for sure. I'm excited for the interview, but I'm still working on that. I might have to go to my backup. We're stirring the pot for sure on Tuesday. But yeah, if you guys have ever watched Team Wars talks, it won't be like that. We're not like analyzing the meta analysis or anything. That's really boring, and no one gives a shit anyway, because we all know it's just Rose Dragon. So no one cares to hear that. There'll be a lot of predictions and other stuff. In Duel Links Taiwan, not all the players are Taiwanese, but most of them are. So for example, Tiras is a Korean player. He used to play on Sensei, which is a Korean team. But then he became homeless because Sensei decided to not play in Team Wars, unfortunately. And now he's on Duel Links Taiwan. I'm clapping with him. My Twitch name Yeah, I guess I'll just type it in the chat. Yeah, it'll be on Tuesday. Probably around 5 p.m. EST. If it wouldn't be earlier, it'd be like later if I came late. I have a practice clinic that day, so I don't know what time it ends. I haven't looked at the schedule yet. But most likely 5 p.m., 5:30, something like that. And I'll have a co-host with me who will be making sure I don't go too berserk on what I'm saying, because it won't be the nicest thing in the world, I don't think, for the most part. There might be some angry people in the chat, but that's where all the fun comes in, right? Otherwise, it's just... What's Smash for You bot? It's a Twitch bot. So you can do viewer games with it. A lot of the Smash community uses it, but you can use it for other games too. Yeah, I guess if you've ever watched like sports shows like Undisputed or First Take or something like that, it would be in that style for sure. Ooh, MST on the wings, that's not good. Yeah, I mean, I don't really develop the bot anymore. I've been kind of... I don't like saying I've been busy, because if I cared more, I would have worked more on it, but it just hasn't been a high priority in the past 2 years. But it's still online for people to use. Yeah, I'm very excited for the Tuesday stream. It's been something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's just never gotten around it. Team Wars used to have a podcast, but for my liking, it was a bit too toned down. Like, it was hard to give your honest opinion about teams because, you know, it's the official Team Wars channel. You know, you don't want to give Team Wars a bad rep. It was definitely sanitized. But the talk show is going to be on my channel, so if I want to call a team shit, I can do that. And the only person that people can be mad at is me. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm not going to call a team shit just to call them shit. I think that's like immature, you know, it's not productive. But if I say that, oh, you know, like, you know, they're 0-4, they're oh, exact lethal.
Oh, it's over.
And our beloved PK deck is gone now. We have to deal with Rosemary for the rest of the war. Maybe. So if his first deck is PK Bixie, what is his second deck? I don't know. Can you help me?
I don't know. Maybe it's another Rosemary.
Oh, dude. You're right. Why didn't I think about that? It was so obvious.
It was so obvious. Bro, you know what would be wild? If his second deck is also PK, but it's the normal one.
No way. Get out of here.
That would be insanely wild.
I think the only deck that I would get it behind is Heroes instead of... Okay, never mind. We haven't seen a Heroes this entire war.
It's just not... I don't know.
You want to make Duel Links more popular on Twitch. How can you help without spending for selection boxes? So the best thing you could do, which is not realistic, is to apply for a Konami job and then make the game a lot better. But that's not really realistic, so we have to go to the next available thing, which is to, first of all, support the game in the community aspect. So Konami is not funding the Twitch streaming of the game, right? So it's all community backed. Like Team Wars is community backed. Konami knows about it, but they don't back it. So supporting Team Wars is one way. Supporting other streamers is one way. So -1, once in a blue moon, will stream on Twitch. You can support it then. Ohimi is a frequent streamer. of Duel Links, and he streams Team Wars games too. He won a lot of caster awards last season. In fact, he won every caster awards last season. He clean sweep, so you can try to follow him as well. I think the greatest spot to start at is Team Wars if you're interested in competitive, because it exposes you to everything, right? Like most of the casters or streamers for Duel Links stream Team Wars games, so you can find out who they are through there. Most of the top players around the world, Japan, China, Europe, the 4 people from USA, and whatever, like all of them play in Team Wars too, or most of them, so you can figure out who the top players are from there and follow along from there. Duel Links Entertainment is also a good place to go to, but they do Master Duel as well, so it's not as localized for one game. But other than those two, I'd say it's hard to recommend. I mean, there's also DLM, but DLM is more of a resource than a community nowadays, because it's like again, Master Duel, Duel Links, and I guess it's more of a resource rather than like a. That's just my opinion, though. I mean, a lot of people get butthurt from that opinion, and a lot of other people would agree. A lot of people would disagree with me and not even call it a resource, actually, as people would just call it a distraction, but... I like how this war progressively went from us talking about the Rose Dragon combos to us just not talking about the gameplay at all, because it's the same shit every game.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I think you guys. I mean, what do you guys think in the chat? Do you guys appreciate that we're not just repeating the same thing over again about the game? I figured you guys would prefer us to actually talk about something else that's somewhat related. Speaking of related. If you guys look at the Sun Clan lineup right now, you see Hegelian Boy, Magikarp, Yasser, Swag, and Sass. 4 of those 5 players have been playing since Season 2. Season 3. Hegelian Boy Season 1, Magikarp Season 3, Yasser Season 1, Swag this season, so he's completely new. First time ever playing Team Wars, goes 4-2. And Sass Season 1. Sun Clan, a very OG team. And then for those wondering what Season 1 even means, that is January 2018, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's 2017. Negwan might know. He was around at that time. It was over 5 years ago, or not over 5 years ago, but it was over 4 years ago. Meanwhile, Duel Links Taiwan, pretty much everyone on that lineup has some sort of experience, but nothing close to the experience that Sun Clan players have. And Sun Clan also is a Season 1 team. There's very few Season 1 teams remaining. In fact, I think there's only 2. Pharaohs and Sun Clan. And Sun Clan clapped Pharaohs last week 10-3. And Phase Basil. That's classic stuff. Yeah, I think that sounds about right now, because Season 1 was 3-star Demotion and Dakini. I called it Dakini. Cyber Angel. I mean, it was basically Dakini, but Cyber Angel and 3-star Demotion. Bix is here. I'm just talking so much. I'm not letting him talk. Go ahead, Bix. Someone in chat was like, "Where is Bix? Is he okay?" I was just talking too much. Man. Oh, my bad. No, Tyrus is not 3-2. But Magikarp. Wait, it's 7-7. No, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure the score is correct. Rekka's telling me. Rekka's the ref. Yeah, Terrace is 2-2. It adds up to 7. I'm pretty sure I have it right. 3.
No, wait. I think
Oh, I must have
3,
missed it.
4. Yeah, I think TRS is 3.
Yeah. I must have missed it. Thank you so much, Terrace. Oh, is Angel 2-1? No, Angel. I know for sure Angel's only 1-1, right? He won one game with PK.
Yeah.
The Magikarp must be 2-1.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I saw Angel with the Rose Fairy on the top of his deck just now with the skill.
Wait, what do you mean?
Scroll up. Go to the skill activation. Oh wait, you can't see it. I think I could have sworn I saw him put the Rose Fairy up. I don't know why, but maybe a misclick. Or just me being tripping.
There's only so many times I'll watch that animation during a war. I'm just skipping it now.
Okay, he's gonna go for the Ruddy Rose, I think.
It's not very often that you see Serenity Rose. In fact, I don't think we've even seen it been resolved once today.
Oh shit, that's big. He gets rid of the... Now Ruddy Rose can destroy the SAMD, and he's setting the Basil.
Oh man.
That's just game.
Yep.
Because Ruddy's gonna pop the board, and Basil brings back BRD. And with that, Sun Clan is on to their last player.
And Duel Links Taiwan takes the lead 8-7. Angel now 2-1. And Magikarp is now off the table. Sasuke is going to be their last player.
Yep.
Duel Links Taiwan's last player is going to be Vista. If we go over here real quick, we can check out the match reports for both teams. From the last week, Riss and Snow, who are both not playing today, won 5 games each with Rose Dragon. Not very often that you see 2 teammates winning 5 games apiece, but then
right.
Yeah, being the same exact deck too. I don't think I've seen that before. All 10 with Rose Dragon. Meanwhile, Sun Clan winning some with Mech Lords and some with Rose Dragon, but it was Yasser who won 7 last week and only 1 this week. Sun Clan is struggling. Although luckily for them, Swag coming through in his debut match. Sasuke is here now. And it's a Rose Dragon Mirror. Sasuke winning the coin flip, going first with 24 cards. Is this Yang Zing, Bixie? Let me know what you think.
I think it is. I think it's debatable, but I think the Yangzing version is a bit better in the mirror compared to the Carrot one. It just has some higher ceiling of plays. But yeah, since he sent this Rose Dragon into the mirror, then safe to assume that there might be some decks like Dirge in Sauce's deck. Yazi set 1, not the best, but if that back row is a Basil, then it's not the best. Oh, by the way, I just realized that we didn't see any like Scribe Archfiend this entire war.
Well, War's not over yet. MST on the Basil. And he's using the effect to revive.
Revives the rocks.
If Yang is an American politician, then who is Zing? Have you thought about that one?
I don't know about American politics, man. My man.
Oh, no,
That's
I was
your
just,
territory.
I was just responding to someone in the chat by saying something stupid. Set card. Is that a Basil? Most likely, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna BRD it off.
Yeah. Testing for delay as well, I think. Crow testing for like crow delay maybe.
Ah. When this card has to be sent to the graveyard. Okay.
I mean, he's just gonna go BRD here.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to... I'm just curious what happened.
So, if I'm not mistaken, Sauce probably playing the Yangzing version, so the Yazi will float. Oh, he's not playing the Yangzing version.
Wow.
Oh my god.
This is not looking good. They're down to their last life now.
Match point.
Oh man.
Oh, right. Missed his timing. My bad. Forgot about that.
I'm about to lose the side bet. Alright. We're going in. Sasuke on his last deck. As you can see above on the overlay, top left, Duel Links Taiwan and Sun Clan are neck and neck.
Both teams have not used any repeats at all this entire war.
That's true. Duel Links Taiwan and Sun Clan, both 2-1. The winner of this game will get third spot in the division, and then the loser will be fourth or fifth, depending on stuff that I don't know on top of my head right now. Thanks for the compliment, Soul Glow. Appreciate it. I'm trying, despite not knowing much about the game right now. I haven't followed much since May of 2022, which was 3 months ago. But Bixie's been helping me out here, understanding what the hell's going on. I got pinged. Oh, they repeated. Sun Clan repeated, so what you said was wrong, Bixie. Apologize to the stream right now. Just kidding.
No.
Sam D turn 1.
Sam D with a Basil at the back.
Huh.
It's not the best. It's like last. It's a bit better than game. Because your Sam D just floats, but still, it's really scary. Oh my goodness.
Bro, not again.
Not like this again.
Bro, this time he's just gonna have Book and do the same thing.
I know what I was gonna say.
Oh no.
I think he has
Oh no. Huh?
No. Imagine if he just goes Book plus White Rose, Rocks Rose. That's just game.
That's a Davida hand right there.
Ooh. Dude, that guy, I don't know. I don't know what to say. That guy's just bonkers. He is thinking quite a bit.
I wonder how different this war would have been if Hegelian hadn't done that play in the first duel. Or was that the second duel? Yeah, the second duel of the war.
You mean the one where he went Weisel?
Yeah.
Yeah. But to be fair, that game where Fleshman didn't keep his MST.
He should have been 3-2.
Yeah, exactly.
However, that game would have never happened where Flisher misplayed if Hegelian had done a different play. How about that?
True. So we're going that deep, huh?
We are going that deep. Food for
Yeah.
thought. Crazy how
Mm-hmm.
stuff that early in the war can lead to things later in the war,
Yeah.
but it was
It's like
looking.
I remember well, one thing you said last season, like it was something like one misplay can actually snowball into like so many losses in team
Exactly.
wars.
Yeah,
Mm.
100%. And there are some wars where the only thing that you can point out, strategy, gameplay, everything considered, the only thing you can point out, even weeks and weeks afterwards, the only thing you can point out is the fact that you misplayed in the first or second game. And because
Yeah.
of that misplay, you lost, a
Yeah.
10th game, or you lost an extra game later. And,
I
and
think
and a
I
lot of
think
teams don't realize that, right? Like this is something that I'm gonna elaborate more on Tuesday on my stream at around 5 p.m. For those that want to tune in to hear more about Timur's content. Not so much the game, but if you want to tune in, hear that. But what I was gonna talk about is, it's like a lot of teams don't realize that, right? Like a lot of teams will just be like, "Oh, we got unlucky at the end of the war," but then they don't think. Be like, yeah, we misplayed in like the beginning of the war, but like we got unlucky near the end. We lost a bunch of coin flips. But then they don't really think about. They don't think about like the snowball effect, like you mentioned.
yeah.
And then they
Oh
just
shit,
get pissed off at
controller.
themselves. Oh my god, dude, don't tell me. And I was just gonna synchro it off for. I mean, that's it, right?
No, it
No,
is.
it's
It's not deep.
yeah, it's not it. It's not it. It's not it.
It's just really nice to remove the SMD.
I wonder if that's a desperation move. Maybe he doesn't have a defense for later. Because what if Sasuke can just easily deal with this on his turn? Yeah, only one set.
Still,
Four
making
cards.
the ready in the mirror is really good because it's the biggest monster you can get, and it can negate the Black Rose effect to pop.
Hmm.
Yeah. Also, like subsequently, like once you're like, let's say he clears your Ruddy Rose, you can revive the Ruddy Rose with Basil or White Rose. So it's
Ooh. Econ?
book.
Of his own? No. Oh, he can econ later too. Oh shit, let's go!
And that's game.
Because there's delay. I was like, there's.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright,
So,
Radlup got his wish. SunClan winning another game, and now Radlup is gonna run an ad and put you guys in the chat in misery, but not if you subscribe. Because if you subscribe to Duel Links Team Wars, you get ad-free viewing and access to 15 plus emotes and some other stuff. Actually, the some other stuff doesn't exist anymore, but ad-free viewing is pretty nice. Yeah, forcing one more game matters a lot, man. You have... I mean, not that there's anything wrong with your question, but your question really screams to me that you haven't seen Team Wars games, because comebacks in situations like these are just commonplace. And again, like, not that it's a bad question. It's a very valid question. It's just, as you watch more and more, you're gonna see what we mean by that. Sasuke getting on the board here, and Angel finally getting off the table. Both him and Terrace doing major work here, 6 and 4 combined. And now Vista, the final player of Duel Links Taiwan, is going to come onto the table. Duel Links Taiwan has one more repeat available too. That means SunClan has to win against 2 of Duel Links Taiwan's decks, or the same deck twice if they choose to repeat. It's only if...
And keep in mind that this is like a send-in from Dueling Taiwan, so this Rose Dragon that they're sending in is probably like tech for the mirror.
Well, I don't know about that because it's the final combo, but it's definitely the better deck of the two. I think we can at least assume that.
Yeah. And the fact that Vista is going first.
What's the craziest comeback in Team Wars? Uh, so far this season, we almost had an insane comeback last week where a team was
The
down 2-8 and then it became
the, S-
9-8 with
the
SCM.
SCM,
Yeah, the
uh,
SCM war, but they didn't make it come back. That's a good question. Maybe I can look into that. Um,
the power of plot armor.
yeah, what was?
Inside.
I mean, there. If you're asking about Team Wars history, there's a lot of games where insane comebacks have happened. Like teams have been down. I remember there was a game in season 3 where a team was down 6-0, and then some dude just went 10-0, or 6-1, and then some dude went 10-1. I guess.
Yeah,
Uh,
Z set 3.
Very standard. That's actually really annoying for Sun Clan that they have to deal with the Yazi set 3. It's not over till it's over. But yeah, I'm specifically only gonna talk about this season, unless it's like, unless it was like I don't know, just some relevant information from a previous season. Yeah, Negwin doesn't like talking about that war I'm talking about because it was his team that got clapped.
Sag.
At least I think he was still on that team in season 3. You know what? Now that I think about it, I'm not sure. Like, were you still on Murder Inc. in season 3? I can't even remember. No worries, Soul. Don't ever feel like you have to subscribe or spend any sort of money.
Oh, book onto the rocks rules. That might just stop Sauce's turn.
Well, yeah. I was gonna ask how much value Econ would have in this situation, but
not much because you need to tribute the rocks.
you can't tribute
I mean,
itself.
you tribute the rocks, then basil it back, but at that point, you're just losing a little too much. The fact that Yazi can be taken by. Man.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yazi can't be. Had a lapse of judgment there
This
for a second.
this card was such a big release. I mean, it had such a big impact on the meta.
Yeah.
Like, I remember originally we were thinking like Dimensional Fissure and the Compulse was gonna like be more relevant to the meta than other cards. Then who knew that 2 super rares would be the ones that in Yahtzee and Triskelion.
I think that more so applies to Triskelion because I think a lot of people saw Yazi and were like, well, slap this into Black Rose immediately. It's a generic. Now, I don't think people expected to play actual Yangzing cards, but the
Yeah.
Triskelion thing for sure. I mean, people looked at, even you told me. I was like, yo, I got a Triskelion, do I reset? And you're like, what the fuck, no. But luckily I got the second one too, so it didn't matter. With gems. I mean, not that I fault you for it. I think that was a fair assessment for you. I mean, that's a thing with this game. Like, we just don't understand how good skills are. Like, if it wasn't for the mech killer skill, the deck would be unplayable potentially.
Yeah, it would be unplayable.
Yeah, it would probably be unplayable. I mean, it would be.
I just
Kind of feel bad for Sasuke. He really didn't get to play the game in this duel.
I mean, it's not really over yet. He still has like 2 back row.
What could we have? Like, Tretch is kind of bad here. I guess Econ could crash into Yazi. We don't even know.
So,
I mean, how many cards
the
is he playing?
Yazi-
1, 2, 3.
The
Oh,
Yazi isn't going to bezel unless Vista has an enemy controller of his own.
well, the one thing that's probably a sure is that Vista's not playing the Yangzing version, so if he crashes
Yeah.
Semdi into Yazi, he can actually um do
Is
a
there
little bit.
any?
Huh?
There is no econ. Okay.
Well, he would want to. Ideally, you just go MST back row here, and then Econ crash, Basil, do stuff. I don't know. I don't know. That is a scary board though. If that back row is that a Basil? I don't know. I haven't been keeping track, to be honest. I'm like dozing off right now. Do we know whether or not that's a Basil set by Bista?
I don't know. Kind of zoning off as well.
Oh, I have an excuse.
Sure. Sure.
Oh, it's Book of the Moon.
Book of the Moon.
Means econ take? Question mark?
Nope.
He could still do it.
Yeah, true. He could still like Basil summon another rocks then.
I feel like
Oh,
the
like-
econ take play is actually like not a bad idea. I think. I mean, I
Yeah,
guess
it
you have to
is
see
because-
the. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. Alright, well, I guess you might be getting that nap in, Bixie, and I'm gonna be getting a proper
I mean, you don't know. No, we
7 and
don't
a
know
half
yet.
hours of sleep.
We don't know yet.
It's true. Vista could
Go back.
pull the clock. And before I actually did call it early and Sasuke ends up winning.
True.
Heavy doubt though.
If there's a book now, oh, okay. So there's no book. BRD probably not gonna pop the board. Instead, he's probably gonna use the second effect to switch. Maybe the blue rose to attack and make it 0.
Is being 2-2 right now in the season a good or bad thing? It kind of depends, right? Like, let's say you're...
Oh, and it's over.
Speaking of 2-2, SunClan is now 2-2 for the season, unfortunately for them. Duel Links Taiwan winning, and not only did SunClan lose today, but I lost as well.
Told you. I told you.
I mean, it
okay.
still doesn't change my opinion about the week 1 thing that I said.
Oh yeah.
I mean, especially because we saw what happened. But yeah, unfortunately for SunClan, today was not it. Ultimately, that misplay from Hegelian Boy, in my opinion, was the difference maker. Even though that was the second duel of the war, that really just set the tone. And Duel Links Taiwan could have capitalized more. They could have won more. But they did not. Oh, Soul Glow Activator. Thank you for the subscription to Team Wars. Be sure to check in the Team Wars server and check out all the games happening tomorrow. You can also make sure to link your Discord with your Twitch so that you can use the emotes on Discord too. But I hope you enjoyed. What's up?
No, I was asking if you want to do any interviews.
Well, I don't know if Duel Links Taiwan would be willing to.
Because I can speak, I suppose.
Oh, you wanna type You want to type Chinese in the channel so that they can...
No, I mean like whatever they say, I can. Whatever you want to ask, then I can ask in Chinese, and I can translate. No, Lamau, they don't want to.
I wrote it.
Um, fine.
No, no, I'm...
Please.
He wants to eat lunch too.
Okay, I guess that's it then. Huh.
Oh, did someone gift him a sub? Oh, someone anonymous gifted him a sub. I didn't even realize that. Well, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, especially to the new people in the chat. Soul Glow, that means you, and maybe other people that are not active in the chat. Be sure to join the Discord server. All the information about Team Wars is in the Discord server. The Discord server is the website, in a way. And there'll be a lot of games tomorrow. The big one to watch tomorrow, though, Bricks and Potatoes versus Third Eye. Third Eye, a new team, and they're 3-0 right now. BMP, second place last season, and they're 2-1 right now. 11 a.m. EDT tomorrow. Another thing to watch is shameless self-promotion, but on Tuesday around 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, on my Twitch channel, I'm going to be doing a talk show or podcast or roast session. I mean, depends whatever way you look at it and what team you root for. The topics are most likely just going to be discussing what's been going on this season. W's and L's for certain teams. So for example, I would say that Duel Links Taiwan is a big winner for the season, considering that they've been not so good in the last 2 seasons. But being 3-1 at this point is a really big W for Duel Links Taiwan, and something that, to be honest with you, I didn't expect. My partner here did expect it, apparently, but I did not. And we'll be talking a little bit more about that in detail. Like, why is that happening? Is it meta, or is it the players that they've added? One great addition that Duel Links Taiwan added was Tiris, who went 3-2 today. We'll also have a guest interview and talk about transfer news drama. There was some drama between teams, and which I'm sure people will enjoy hearing about that. And then we'll do our predictions for week 5, because this upcoming week after this one will be a bye week. But again, Tuesday 5 p.m. EST. Be sure to tune in on my Twitch channel, which I'll link in the chat right now. Bixie, anything you want to mention before we raid Gaiba?
No, I'm good. Just happy to be here. Happy to cast.
Alright, I'm happy we fixed your mic problem that supposedly didn't think about fixing for the last 1.5 years.
1 year. Long.
Alright, well, thank you again, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this late night cast. I am going to freaking bed, and Bixie, you enjoy your lunch. Take care, everyone, and we will see you guys on this channel tomorrow morning, whenever the next game is. I think the first game is at oh shit, there's a game in... Oh no, never mind. First game will be at 10 a.m. EST. See you guys then. Any last words, Bixie? You were trying to say something there.
I'm good.
Alright, well, thank you again once again, guys, and we will see you guys later. Ciao, ciao.
See you.